In this video, we shall be looking at how to set up long-distance wireless connections or links for the transmission of CCTV camera videos or for data transmission over long distances that cables cannot cover. Before we get to the practical lesson, let me use this diagram on the screen right now to explain the scenarios that require the setup of wireless connections or wireless links. Let's assume this situation where there are cameras here around this building that you can see here, which of course can be linked together using cables. And then also having another set of cameras like these ones here, which are far away from these ones on the building. Let's say the distance between this set and these other set of cameras is about 200 meters or even up to 10 kilometers. The only way to be able to link these cameras and these ones together in order to have them on one NVR is to establish a wireless connection between this point and this point using these devices placed here called wireless bridges. And these bridges are able to transmit information wirelessly over distances up to even a 10-kilometer distance. So what we are going to be learning about is the use of these devices to establish this kind of link that is able to transmit the signal from a point like this to this other point. Another use of a wireless link is as illustrated in this second diagram. You can send internet from a location A to another location, say location B, by the use of wireless links or bridges to distances which cables cannot cover. Here are examples of wireless bridges, or what is also called CPE, that can be used to establish the wireless links or connections that we are talking about for the transmission of information from one point to the other. Before deploying the devices to their outdoor locations, you must first get them paired together, where one will be made an access point and the other will be made a station. Let's see how the pairing is done using an automatic mapping method. Each of the bridges comes with a PoE injector. On the PoE injector is a LAN port and a PoE port. We will soon see how the connections through these ports are done. This is the point where power is fed into the PoE injector. We will be using these network cables to connect each of the bridges or the CPEs to each of the PoE injectors. Let's now see the connection points on the bridges. This is a reset button to restore the equipment to factory default. This one is a power supply port for 12 volts power adapter. This point is used to connect a grounding or earth terminal to guard against power surge and lightning strikes. This port is used for power over Ethernet to power up the device at locations where there may not be nearby power to power up the equipment through the 12 volts power port. Please note that it is this same port through which data is sent or received into the equipment through network cables. So I will start by connecting the network cable to the PoE port of the PoE injector. And take the other end into the PoE or LAN port of the wireless bridge or CPE. We will connect the power cord into the injector and plug this end into the power outlet. I will now connect this other injector to the second equipment. So I will connect this other network cable to the PoE port and connect the other end into the PoE or LAN port of the second equipment. Here is also the power cable for the PoE injector. I'll fit it in here and plug the other end into my power outlet. So we are now ready to do the pairing of the CPEs. So let's now turn the devices upside down, since the LEDs that we will be using to monitor the device pairings are behind here. So here are the indicator lights for each of the equipment. We will use these lights to monitor whether the pairings of the two devices are successful or not. And also we'll use them to determine which device is an access point or a station after doing the pairings. So we'll now turn on power to each of these equipment. The first green lights are on for the two devices. So we'll wait and see the next signals. This device is giving a signal. All the lights are blinking for this very device. Let's wait for an indication from this other device. It is also blinking. All the lights are blinking for this very device. So now this equipment has the LEDs blinking up, while this is also on a standstill. That is, the LEDs are on a standstill. What this means is that these two equipment have been successfully paired together to be able to communicate between each other. The device with the blinking LEDs suggests that it is paired to be deployed as a station or a WISP, whilst this one will act as an access point. We can now turn over the devices. This side is the front of the bridge, and this is the back where you can tie to a pole in mounting this device at the outdoor location, or better still, you can use these holes to mount it on a wall. In connecting signal into the system, for example a CCTV video signal, you will realize that on the device itself there is no available port when you are using the PoE injector to power up the device. So the signal is supposed to be fed through the LAN port on the PoE injector. Let's take these cameras as an example of cameras like the one in the earlier picture we saw. That is, those cameras that are located at the far end that require feeding into the system to connect to the NVR at a distant location. In sending these cameras over wireless bridges or over a wireless connection, we will have connected a network cable from any of these uplink ports on the PoE switch. And this other end is what goes into the LAN port of the PoE injector. The signal can be received from the other PoE injector from the LAN port of the PoE injector and fed into the NVR. And that would have been a successful wireless link that you would have set up for your CCTV video transmission. When you are transmitting data, you can just follow this diagram. This is where the access point is, and that is where you'll be feeding your internet source from, and your station becomes the receiving point where your internet service or your internet signal is received from. After all the pairings are done for your radio links, if you deploy it in this manner, you have a successful radio link or wireless link set up for you. It's been a pleasure coming your way again. If you find value in this video, please give it a thumbs up, and that will encourage us to post more of these videos. Thank you so much for watching. Please visit our channel at www.youtube.com/@tech_inside_out for more videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.